Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Uh, my name is Diana Lison, and I'm so grateful and happy for meeting with you all this week. So I'm so excited to have actually one of the last sessions in this month, December. I can't believe this year is almost over, and I just want to extend a big, huge thanks to all of you that have been here throughout all our progress during the last few months this year. So I'm so excited to have actually today a special guest with us in our community, Boston Healthcare Technology User Group. Um, and we're gonna have a topic that I'm pretty sure you all are gonna like. So we're talking today about neuro linguistic programming. Um, and I think it's really cool because we have had several topics during the last meetings. And so last meeting, if you are here, or you can find the content on our YouTube channel anyways, we talk about uh, where global healthcare intersects and how there is mutual opportunities in Latin American market and with the US. So uh, today, our speaker is from Mexico, so she's gonna share the different information about neurolinguistic, but also how it works actually in Latin America. So, anyways, I'm not gonna spoil anymore our special guest. So, real quick, can I go to the next slide? Just a quick remember about our community. So we are focused on healthcare technology topics and with a shared interest in implementing technology to improve the patient, the provider, member, and researcher experience. So all of this with industry experts that in ally communities that support our global events and humanitarian work. So can you do the click, please? Um, so our community is sponsored by Real Activity. We'd love to have more sponsors. So next. So if you don't mind me signing up for our mailing list, this is the information on the screen, bosshack.com. There is a link here with all sort of the links of our channels and where you can actually speak to us. And if you want to be also a speaker in one of our meetings, we meet bi-weekly, so each 2 weeks, right? And we have also our Discord server where we have a channel there, and you can find also this presentation at the end. So anyways, I don't want to take more time. I wanted to introduce our speaker. Yeah, so Regina Reyes, and let me open this. Hello, Regina. Welcome to Bus Hawk.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce. And like I said, I just took 5 minutes and I want to give you the rest of time. Okay, so thanks for being here. And if you guys that are watching this streaming have any questions or opinions, don't forget to use the the comments in whether YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. All right.
Well, welcome everyone, and thanks for attending this talk for the Boston Healthcare Technology User Group called NLP Applied to Streamline Patient Data Diagnosis. First of all, our content outline. We will see what is natural language processing. We will talk about healthcare and NLP, streamline patient data diagnosis and related advantages, ethical impacts and considerations of NLP, as well as Latin American and NLP in the healthcare industry, and last, some resources. Okay, now, what is natural language processing? It is part of the field of cognitive linguistics from the AI and machine learning branch, which enable artificial intelligence to recognize the use of natural language. It enables languages to be processed and used by machines. It makes machines able to comprehend, analyze, synthesize, and reproduce what humans say, whether it's written or spoken. So then, machines can use this information to make solutions. And how can NLP help us? Well, it is able to collect patient and disease data from all over the world, and it's able to make them structured that can provide many advantages for the healthcare sector. As an idea supported by massive bio, technology always reveals more than expected. It might be an error, overlook information, or even confusion due to excessive workloads. And one of its many applications, and of which we are going to talk about, is the streamlined patient data diagnosis. As natural language processing is not only able to understand, but also to generate our language, when we use it with medical notes, it can help with the prediction of patient outcomes, augment hospital triage systems, and generate diagnostic models that could detect early-stage chronic disease. And these applications are really useful in critical care where there is much more patient data to analyze and there is a constant prediction of patient mortality. It can also be used to provide an assistant for patients to ask questions so they could access relevant information from chatbots, avoiding long lines in hospitals. Some other advantages that are related to streamlining patient data diagnosis are the ease of cohort analysis. From having a lengthy process to obtain large-scale data to significantly reduce the financial and intangible cost of cohort creation, NLP can structure clinical data to provide researchers an easy, scaled, and filtered form, much more convenient in terms of cohort formation. Then we have the decision-making and fast action to maintain the integrity of the patient profile, so it's ensured to achieve a better medical monitoring for patient profiles to increase the quality of clinical reports, offering suggestions and roadmaps for advanced treatments. Here we have the highly qualified clinical trials that helps us to obtain frequent regular data for patients with the specific medical conditions to predict patients' future quality of life. And it can also compare observations throughout the certain treatment. Last, the pharmaceutical research. NLP is expected to greatly influence drug research, giving access to big data regarding the effect of a drug in development, and well, that will speed up research considerably. And in addition, after the drug is put into use, its effectiveness or side effects can be monitored and shared. Now, Getting into the ethical impacts and considerations of using an NLP solution, we need to know that as more areas in life are affected by these new technologies, the practical need for clarification of ethical implications increases. And we need to have solutions for what to morally do in situations that can be described as ethical dilemmas. First of all, since human language touches many parts of life, these areas also have an ethic dimension because languages define linguistic communities, so inclusion and bias become relevant topics. And then the NLP systems are used as information access mechanisms, and these can turn into a concern to the most part of population. So we need to provide a secure space and prevent data theft. And lastly, we need fairness to avoid discrimination, because what works for you doesn't necessarily work for me. And we need to take into consideration generations, geographic spaces, and fairness for everyone as we encounter new data. And keeping on with the ethical impacts and considerations, we need to make this type of solutions with NLP ethical by design, as Vukian states. They proactive, not reactive, as well as ethical as the default setting. They need to have ethics embedded into the process, including end-to-end ethics that must be present all the way in the process, and it needs to be a process of it needs to have a process of visibility and transparency to become improved lately, and the process needs to include respect for user values. So, the rise and adoption of NLP in healthcare is no mystery, as it has the potential to harness relevant insights and concepts from data that was previously considered buried in the text form. Because when the doctor sits down with you and documents your visit in a case note, those narratives go into the electronic health record system, also known as EHR, and they get stored as free text. Next, these huge volumes of unstructured patient data are input, but big data analytics in healthcare shows that up to 80% of healthcare documentation is unstructured and therefore goes with no use. And without NLP technology, the data is not in a usable format for modern compute-based algorithms. In healthcare, natural language processing uses specialized engines capable of scrubbing large sets of unstructured data to discover previously missed or improperly coded patient conditions, as treated in the beginning of the talk. But it's very important to remember that the accuracy of natural language processing goes with the volume of data available for learning. The more medical NLP platform is used, the more accurate using artificial intelligence in healthcare gets. And it is true that not all physicians speak the same way, but they should always be aware that their notes and reports will be read by their work team members, patients, and even computers, like in this case. But moving on to the other part of the description of the talk, now Latin America and NLP in the healthcare industry. Let me take a deep breath now. Well, in Latin America, there are institutions promoting technological processes in general and in support of natural language processing research, such as the Mexican PLN Association and the American eHealth Cooperation Network. And also, different academic institutions throughout Latin America organize hackathons to develop PLM solutions, such as the National Autonomous University of Mexico, the Autonomous Metropolitan University, and the University of Chile, which also offer more information on PLM in colloquiums, conferences, and learning seminars. We can also find from the August 2021 Natural Language Processing in Healthcare and Life Sciences report, the presence of international companies that like 3M, Microsoft, Epic, Cerner, IBM, Apixia, Amazon Web Services, and Google participating in the operations of NLP in healthcare around Latin America. Now, in the October 2018 meeting hosted by the Inter-American Development Bank, it was discussed that although the countries in Latin America and Caribbean regions have made slow progress in the implementations of EHRs, there are examples at international level that may be useful for them, like the increase of the use of EHR from 16% in 2004 to 85% in 2017, that now should be out of this world with the numbers, and that the system has also led to increase. Well, the system is the EHR system to health information and increased productivity. And in fact, one study showed that physicians practices using EHR identify patients requiring additional care 29 times faster than practices using paper-based methods. Some of these NLP applications in Latin America are the Portal Telemedicina platform from Brazil, which uses artificial intelligence to help diagnose patients in rural areas with an algorithm that uses historical clinical data to make a diagnosis, which involves NLP. And then this makes a reduction of cost and increase the speed of the treatment from costing hundreds of dollars and taking up to a month on average to only costing $4 and taking a maximum of 24 hours. And in Mexico, we have this Harmony MD software that goes for the digitalization of medical records and implementation of new hospital information systems. In this 2018 conference, the connectivity gap was also discussed. And they say that although Latin America has connectivity, there's still some countries that need to improve this connectivity, and that is an essential step for the provision of digital services to the population. In the discussion of this connectivity problem, different experts offer solutions at the time for connectivity, such as the need to adapt the country's laws to technological changes, and the importance of creating a digital government and developing the appropriate infrastructure which serves as the foundation of the electronic health record system. But in conclusion, within Latin America, each country is at a different level of maturity to achieve an intelligent health system in terms of governance, technology, and human resources. But a joint effort continues to achieve improvements and an evolution in digital health services. Now, after all this information, we need to give a look to NLP in healthcare because it is creating a new and exciting bunch of opportunities for healthcare delivery and patient experience. And it won't be long before specialized NLP coding recognition enables medical personnel to spend more time with the patients while helping make relevant conclusions based on precise data. To finish this presentation, if you got interested in natural language processing for healthcare, to not just use it, but to create, you can take a look into these 3 resources. The Microsoft Learning Pad for Fundamentals in NLP, which is free to join. The Codecademy course called Learn How to Get Started in NLP, for which you need to pay. And last but not least, the Language Technologies Institute Advanced NLP course that focus on modern methods using neural networks, which you will have to join soon and is expected to be in person. And that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here, and I invite you to become part of the future and learn more about NLP to become a crucial part in the research and innovation of this technology to give better, faster, accessible, and comfortable healthcare options. I am so sorry. I'm a little sick.
No worries. Thank you, Regina. I think it's a great topic, and so if people that are watching this video send your questions. I have a question so far, and it's would you mind telling us what kind of technologies are used to process the NLP data?
Sorry?
So, what kind of technologies, like for example, Visual Studio or something like that, are used to process the NLP data? Like, have you worked with this data?
Well, I have to make a deep research about that, but I'm happy to learn about it.
Oh,
sorry,
awesome.
I need to make a translation of the question. I think I can hear you so well.
¿Qué tipo de tecnologías se usan para hacer el procesamiento de este tipo de información?
Oh, okay. As NLP is part of the AI and machine learning branch, we need to take that as, well, this technology has something to learn. So I think I'm not so aware of the type of technology, or I think I still can't understand the question, but I'm happy to make a deep research on that.
Oh yeah, sure, no worries. Okay, I have some greetings here from Gabi, Steffi. I have Juan Rivera, who's always with us. Thank you, Juan. I have Jair calling, amazing. Who else is here? Juan de Salas, 22. It was an amazing presentation. It was, really. We have Yaritza. Hey, Yaritza. It's great to see you. A super presentation. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it was really great. So, yeah. Well, I would also like to say, I mean, this is really interesting, and like I was thinking the other day, how big is becoming AI and machine learning, and also neuroscience, and all this NLP technology is really amazing. And I was sharing an article that is gonna be posted in a few weeks with a magazine. I share my thoughts that the way data is evolving is huge. and we can see that science fit is not really science fit anymore. I mean, we're experiencing all this like in real life, and data, it's being super relevant, and is really helping us to take decisions in the world, and obviously for improving in the best way, like ethically we want to use information in the very best way for the humanity. So yeah, well, I don't know if you want to share some more information, or just thank you, Regina, again, and we will keep in contact, and if people have more questions, it will be we'll be aware of this. All right.
Oh, okay. About the question, I think I will share some of my research in my social media. So if you want to follow it, specifically at Twitter. So I now I want to give an answer to it, but I need that information.
Awesome. Thanks for doing that. Yeah. All right. I think that's everything for today. We will meet within 2 weeks and have our last session of the year. So thanks everything for everything, and thanks everyone that attend this session. Well, thank you so much, and happy holidays, Regina. Big hug for
Happy
you.
holidays.
Bye bye.